You awaken. It's not the damp scent of your cave nor the crisp air of the ancient forest. It's a hot, fetid breath of something utterly new. Garbage, smoke, sweat, and a strange, sour sweetness. Your eyes, accustomed to twilight and the vast prehistoric horizon, are assaulted by a dull, orange light. It pierces a gray, oppressive sky, a ceiling of stone and smog. The noise! Oh, the noise! It's not the roar of a mammoth or a distant bird's call. It's an infernal cacophony of shouts, whistles, shrill voices, and a continuous scrape of metal on metal. You are in a swirling vortex of hurried, gaunt creatures, wrapped in strange skins. They ignore your presence, rushing in incomprehensible directions, their faces grim. You are in New York during the worst years of the Great Depression, and the world for you has just begun to utterly despise you. You cannot comprehend the colossal architecture surrounding you, mountains of stone and metal. They scratch the clouds without a single familiar tree or river in sight. Your keen senses, once your greatest survival tools, are now a relentless curse. The suffocating stench of gasoline, tar, and thousands of sweating bodies chokes your nostrils. The incessant din of cars, streetcars, and sirens pierces your ears, an unending assault. The absence of silence, of raw earth beneath your calloused feet, of clean wind, is constant torture. You yearn for the comforting chill of a cave, but find only dark, damp alleys. These narrow passages are crawling with rats that seem born from a nightmare. This new world is a prison for your senses, offering only discomfort and confusion. Every breath is a struggle, every sound a blow, every sight a disorientation. Your robust features, the prominent brow ridge, the wide nose, the strong jaw, once commanded respect. Now they instantly brand you a monster in these strange new eyes. Your body, covered by a fine layer of protective hair, only adds to their revulsion. People stare with a mixture of fear, disgust, or worse, morbid, unsettling curiosity. The few rags you've managed to scavenge offer no concealment for your powerful, different frame. You try to blend in, mimicking their hurried movements, head down, but it's futile. Each glance feels like a sharp sting. Every whispered word, even if unintelligible, carries threat. Freak, ape man, stranger. The words, though meaningless sounds, convey utter condemnation. You are an anomaly, a grotesque anomaly in their narrow, fearful world. Your very being, a testament to ancient strength, is now your gravest crime. Your hunter's instincts scream for fresh meat, for the thrill and satisfaction of the kill. But here, there are no bison, no deer, no wild game roaming freely. Instead, you find overflowing garbage bins, heaps of refuse these creatures call trash. You learn to fight for a stale piece of bread in a line of the starving, a silent, desperate queue. Here, ragged humanity competes fiercely for mere crumbs, for anything edible. The profound pride of a top-tier predator, a master hunter, diminishes with each unfamiliar bite. You chew on something you barely recognize as food, tasting shame along with it. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you find a scrawny street dog or a plump pigeon. A small, shameful victory. The irony is excruciating. You, once the supreme hunter, now scavenge with rodents. Your world of abundance has vanished, replaced by scarcity and a gnawing, constant hunger. The cherished security of a cave, the comforting rock that embraced you, is now an extinct luxury. You sleep in frigid alleys, under iron bridges that groan and tremble with passing metal monsters. Or you huddle in Hoovervilles, desolate cities of cardboard and tin. In these makeshift settlements, shared misery is the only currency, the only invitation. The city's biting, merciless wind penetrates your thin, scavenged layers of clothing. Acidic rain soaks your bones, chilling you to the very core of your ancient being. You yearn desperately for the communal warmth of a tribal fire, a flickering beacon of safety. But here, open flames are a constant danger, a source of potential destruction, not comfort. The fires you see are often distant, inaccessible hearths, or worse, urban conflagrations. You are perpetually exposed, a primitive soul cast into a world utterly devoid of sanctuary. The words these people use are an incomprehensible, jumbled cacophony of noise. Your own deep guttural sounds, your complex hunting gestures, your profound pre-verbal communication, all are just strange, meaningless sounds to them, a source of ridicule. You try to mimic, you try desperately to learn, but the sheer complexity of their language is crushing. Your sharp eyes, your honed instincts become your sole and unreliable compass. Communication, for you, reduces to the most basic, desperate gestures. Hunger, you point to your stomach. Cold, you shiver violently. Danger, you flinch. The laughter of others around you is often painfully directed right at you. You are a mute creature trapped in a world of endless, rapid talkers. Isolated and voiceless, your survival hinges on observing, not understanding. You are strong, far stronger, more enduring than most of these pale, thin creatures. You could fell trees with ease, carry massive stones, wrestle beasts to the ground. But here, brute strength is sold for mere pennies, or worse, replaced by noisy, tireless machines. You attempt to carry heavy crates at the docks to sweep the grimy, endless streets. Yet your difference, your appearance, your silence always drives them away. No one trusts you. No one attempts to understand your primitive, powerful presence. You watch gaunt, weaker men compete fiercely for a meager piece of bread for any work. They toil at tasks you could perform effortlessly with just one hand, with disdain. But your mere presence is perceived as a threat, a disturbing reminder of what they are not. Your primal power, once your greatest asset, is now merely a source of suspicion and rejection. The unseen diseases that ravage this concrete jungle are insidious and utterly deadly. A cough that burns your chest, a fever that relentlessly consumes your powerful body. Your physique, accustomed to the raw wounds of the hunt and harsh, invigorating cold. It possesses no defenses against the insidious flu, the creeping tuberculosis, the constant malnutrition. Beyond the invisible illnesses, there are the tangible dangers lurking everywhere. Vehicles rush relentlessly without pause. Brutal fights erupt in dark, forgotten alleys. And the gratuitous cruelty of those who have lost everything, with nothing left to lose. The ancient forest had its own perils, but they were understandable, predictable in their wildness. This city, however, is a treacherous, incomprehensible enemy, a labyrinth of hidden threats. Your robust health, once a given, is now under constant, relentless siege. You witness the dazzling, luminous advertisements, bright flashes against the perpetual gray. Polished, gleaming automobiles glide past, their engines purring with alien power. The cinemas, showing moving images of a reality you cannot grasp, are pure magic. Fine. Tailored clothes adorn storefront mannequins, symbols of an incomprehensible luxury. To your ancient mind, it is all pure sorcery, a power that transcends all natural limits. But then you turn a grimy corner and see the endless breadlines, the ragged shoes. You meet the vacant, hopeless eyes of those who possess nothing, their spirits broken. The stark contrast is brutal, a cruel, mocking dance between opulence and utter destitution. The progress of these people has created wonders, yes, but also a misery far exceeding any tribal scarcity. They possess the light, a technological marvel, yet so many of them live in profound, suffocating darkness. At the very bottom of this pit of urban despair, you occasionally find lost souls, much like yourself. A maimed former soldier, his body broken, a prostitute with nowhere left to turn. A hungry, terrified orphan, clinging to the shadows, his eyes wide with fear. They don't understand your grunts or your ancient lineage, but perhaps because they're so marginalized. They too are outcasts. They do not judge your profound difference as others do. Amidst the overwhelming chaos and cold indifference, you share a piece of stale bread. You offer it to a scabby, scavenging stray dog, a kindred spirit in the gutters. Or you huddle for warmth under a filthy blanket with a half-drunk, shivering old man. These are fragile, fleeting bonds, but they are the only flickering sparks of warmth in a glacial world. They are a distant, faint echo of your own lost tribe, a ghostly reminder of belonging. You are the last. There are no more yous to be found anywhere in this alien world. You are a haunting ghost of a time that has long vanished, a living relic in a concrete museum. There are no companions left to hunt with, to rekindle the sacred fire, to share the night's stories. You are an aberration of nature, a cosmic joke played by an indifferent universe. The crushing weight of being the last of your kind, the sole survivor of an extinct lineage. This profound loneliness, coupled with the stark desolation of the Great Depression, is unbearable. It's a burden that relentlessly presses down on your weary ancient spirit. You are the past, a living fossil, cruelly imprisoned in a present that utterly rejects you. There is no future for you here, no hope, no continuation of your unique, powerful line. You are a solitary echo, fading into the relentless, unforgiving silence of time. It is a bitterly cold night. You huddle, shivering uncontrollably, beneath a rumbling, grimy overpass. Your stomach aches with an emptiness that gnaws at your very bones. A small, pathetic fire made from scavenged trash flickers weakly nearby. Its pale, inadequate heat is a cruel, mocking reminder of the roaring tribal fires you once knew. A pair of uniformed police officers suddenly discover you, their shadows looming large. They do not comprehend your guttural grunts of fear, exhaustion, and desperate warning. They see only a hulking, strange, terrifying figure, an anomaly in their ordered world. One draws a heavy truncheon, the other a cold, metallic revolver, its barrel glinting. Their shouted commands, "Get out of here, you bum!" are like thunderclaps in your disoriented head. You don't understand their precise words, but the stark, unambiguous intention in their eyes is clear. A chilling, paralyzing fear grips you, freezing your ancient instincts. You have nowhere to run, no forest to vanish into, no fight that means anything against their power. Your immense strength, honed by millennia of survival, is utterly meaningless against their modern weapons. Your hunter's intelligence, your cunning, your deep connection to the wild is useless against their laws. You, the supreme predator of another time, are now nothing but cornered prey. You are trapped in the unforgiving concrete jungle that is New York, a silent, helpless victim, at the mercy of modern men who cannot even understand themselves, let alone you. The darkness descends, not merely the darkness of the city night, but the crushing darkness. The darkness of your own irrelevance, of your species' extinction, and of humanity's boundless misery. It swallows you whole, leaving only the cold, hard reality of your impossible existence. And so concludes the truly dismal saga of our Neanderthal friend in New York during the Great Depression. If you thought your Monday was bad, just imagine being the last of your kind. No Uber Eats, no internet, and on top of it all, absolutely nobody to understand your grunts. At least he didn't have to worry about paying rent, right? Small victories, folks. All jokes aside, this story really makes you ponder what it means to be an outsider in a world in crisis. Doesn't it make you think about empathy and how we treat the different among us? So if you were in his, or rather his Neanderthal shoes, what would have been your biggest challenge? Drop your thoughts and desperate survival tips in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed this insane journey through time and torment, don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more wild, thought-provoking stories like this one, and hit the bell for notifications. Until next time, remember, be thankful for a roof over your head, a plate of food, and perhaps functioning Wi-Fi.